All right, let's roll. What's up, y'all? Good evening. Welcome to Nightcap with Scone. It's a Whiskey Wednesday. Hope y'all are having an awesome day. I got there in the title, SEC Football Media Days Preview. So if y'all want to talk some SEC football, let's roll. We can recap the Major League Draft. If y'all are interested in that, fire away. I'm going to pour tonight a smoke wagon out of Las Vegas. Someone asked about this today on Bourbon Dictionary with Taylor Calandro. And boy, this is a good one, man. It's about 115 proof. It is hot, but it is a great pour, man. The bottle is really ornate. I don't know if you can see the detail, all the carvings on the bottle. It's really ornate. It tells you the date it was bottled. So this was January the 8th of 2021, batch number 36. You can see it there. So let's give this thing a pour. Definitely one that I like to let open up a little bit because it is hot, but it gets smoother as you go. It's got a really nice amber color to it. You can see that really nice amber, the dark amber. It's a beautiful pour there from our friends out in Sin City, Las Vegas, Navidad. All right, we'll get to your questions, your comments, all that good stuff. I'm going to shout out, of course, HUDCO Roofing, HUDCOroofing.com. Had a great meeting today with our HUDCO partners, and we're super pumped, man. Moving through the summer, pacing better than we expected for year one. And the thing that I always ask is if you just let us come do a roof inspection, let me come to your house. If you remember the Hurley Heave Boy with Adam Sandler. Free, no obligation roofing inspection. You do not have to be home. Go to the website, HUDCOroofing.com. And when you do, just a little bit of info there. And anyway, and we will, what's going on here? It's not letting me go to this website. That's stupid. Oops, that's not what I want. Anyway, okay. Go to HUDCOroofing.com, HUDCOroofing.com, and fill out the contact form, and we'll get back in touch with you ASAP. And also, I'm going to remind you about mycleanliving.net. Mycleanliving.net, man, they just picked up. You've heard me talk. This is mycleanliving.net is the NASA technology. I'm going to pin it right there on Facebook. NASA technology, FDA lab proven to eliminate the SARS-CoV-2 virus, which is the virus that causes COVID-19. They just picked up a huge account, man. So fired up for them at one of the big plants in Baton Rouge. So that technology is now in one of the big chemical plants in Baton Rouge, which is so validating and awesome. It's perfect for your home, your office, whatever. Keep your family, your coworkers, your classroom, whatever. Your customers safe. mycleanliving.net, mycleanliving.net. Okay, let's say some good evenings here. See what y'all got. Fire away. Let's have some football tonight, man. We talk baseball too, but fire away whatever y'all got. If you're on Facebook, please like the page, share the post. YouTube's smash that like button. 40 watching, only 11 likes. We could do better. MJ, yo, Will Burton, Merrick Mathern, Jerry DeLucky, PTG Toasty. Been fighting the COVID bug myself, man. Check out mycleanliving.net, man. The Fresh Air Mobile is $199. That's the one you see on my desk every day. You could, as a car adapter, put it in your car, bring it home, put it in your office, put it in your bedroom when you sleep. Purify the air, not just of COVID, but of strep and flu and mono and staph and so many other pathogens in the air. MJ, not watching the finals. Yeah, it's on. I got it on. Cliff Nelson, little Uncle Nearest. There you go, man. Hope you're doing well, Cliff. Another July birthday. Jerry DeLucky, nice interview with the former SLU pitcher. Yeah, man. So really good convo today with Schaefer. And tell y'all, man, I've told y'all for several weeks now, unless you had a silent commitment, it was from Schaefer, who's a lefty, 91, 95, from Biloxi, pitched at Southeastern. And if you heard that interview today, the comment he made that was phenomenal was he pitched against Arizona this year, and said, he's talked to Jay Johnson, and basically Jay Johnson told him the way that they had scouted him and prepped their hitters for him, it's like they knew it was coming, which should get you really excited about Jay Johnson wanting him because he thinks he can make him better, and also what Jay Johnson can be able to do for LSU's hitters, which is awesome. Brant Grace, what's up? How's the night going? Really good, man. Trivia Carter, what's up? Pull that smoke wagon. Paolo Balboa, 1985. Matt, thoughts on Catholic Diocese of Baton Rouge school guidelines? Oh, boy. So some of you may know Paolo Balboa. Some of you may know that my wife, Erica, works at St. Jude School in Baton Rouge. So I knew about this when Dr. Mel told the principals at the principal meeting yesterday. And it was basically unanimous that the principals were like, this is a terrible idea. You're going to lose students. There's going to be a meltdown. And Dr. Mel did not really foresee that happening. And boy, was she wrong. Freaking led the 6 o'clock news. It's stupid. I mean, y'all know how I feel about it. But anyway. Merrick Mathern, are you surprised Gio is coming back? Merrick, I'll put it to you this way. Gio didn't get drafted and would like to come back. I'm telling you, he's going to have to earn a spot on his team, bro. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you, bro. Like, I don't think Giovanni DiGiacomo is the starting center fielder on this team next year. And I think he and some other veterans are going to have decisions to make whether or not they're going to be part of the team, and may not be. Let's see. Jerry, get well, PTG Toasty. Brothers in Baton Rouge General with it. Man, thoughts with your brother, Jerry. Hope all's well there. And hope he's on a fast track to recovery, man. Cheers. Brody Dupree watching the finals. Thought seeing Old School was on. Such a great movie. Brett Dagro, not interested in the finals. Would rather watch Shark Week on Discovery. Finals have been good, though, man. Thomas Willie, what's up? Would rather someone like Pearson in the line over Gio. So, Thomas, someone asked me today my starting 9 for baseball next year. I can't believe no one's asked any football questions. But to get over there to Facebook, see what y'all got. 52 watching on Facebook. Y'all please like the page, share the post. Please, very much. Thank you. I think if I had to pick today, if you made me say, Matt, okay, take a shot at it today. Y'all can write this down, mark this down, keep it for next year whenever they hit the opener. If I had to say today what I think the starting 9 would be for the opener, I think Milazzo's your catcher. I think Trey Morgan's at first. I think Doty is at second. Berry is at third. Thompson at short. I think Pearson is in right. I think Cruz is in center, and Dugas is in left, and McManus is your DH. That's what I would say if the season started. If you made me say today what I think the starting 9 would be, I think that's it. Lane Ward, what's up? Jeff McKiffin, good evening. Heath Williams, love the SEC Media Days as a reason to drink. Let's go. And Heath, for a lot of media, that's what it is. I'm gonna tell you this much, man. And no disrespect intended, but the job at Media Days is easy if you're a print media member, because you're spoon-fed everything on a platter. Like, you sit in the room and every coach comes and sits at that main room podium, so you have them all there. Radio Row is tougher because you have to hustle every bit of content you get. No one is scheduled to come to Radio Row, so you have to go get whatever you get. So, man, you got to hustle. So for a lot of people, it is a chance to just go drink on the company's dime. They go sit in a room, they listen to coach talk about footballs, they get transcripts, they write some articles, some columns or articles around it, and then they go drink. that's SEC Media Days for a lot of media. Frank Alessi, what's up, man? Heath Williams, what's up with AJ Labus? Believe AJ Labus is going to sign a free agent contract somewhere. He's just going to sign a contract to go pitch somewhere. He'll start his pro career. Matt French, trying out Creekwater tonight. Not too bad, especially for the price. All right, man. Christopher Merrill. Hey, man, why does it say Christopher Merrill instead of Christopher Merrill? Like, is that an intentional thing where, like, the E is next to the R, so it messes up sometimes, so you just hit the E? Hope all's well, dude. Hope you and your family are doing fantastic. Ooh, Frank Alessi, have Smoke Wagon coming. Can't freaking wait. Well, I have Smoke Wagon here. It's fantastic, man. Very pleasant on the nose. Get a lot of caramel on the nose. It's not overpowering on the nose, which for something that's 114 proof and really packs some punch, it's very, 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 very pleasant. Jamie Lede bought one in College Station a couple months back. Really liked it. Brian and Andy Penn, good evening, Matt. Cheers. Got your Diet Dr. Pepper. Close to get to bed to the Rose Bowl. Close to get to go to bed. No, close to get to go. Getting close to get to go to the Rose Bowl. Sorry, man. Yes, it's coming. Found out we will be there, man. Got that word today. So it'll be me, Hester, T-Bob, and we will be making the trek out to Los Angeles. So we'll be on the flight that Thursday with Jason Ramazan, Mr. Fun's Travel, out to LA, and then we'll be back. We'll do, depending on what time we leave, it remains to be seen if we're able to do AFR from LA on Thursday, but AFR from LA on Friday for certain, and then pregame from LA as well. Looking forward to it, man. Cody Anderson, was Mikey Romero draft eligible? No, that's next year. So Mikey Romero is a 2022 prospect. Now, he's a very likely round one guy, so it's unlikely he ever shows up on campus, but he's a 22 guy. Steve Menard, what's up, man? Good evening, Matt. Back from the Smokies. Had a great time. Highlight was playing in the... You went and played golf. Sipping some Michter's Toasted. I'm jealous, man. Michter's Toasted is my favorite of all the toasted barrels. I'm very, very envious. Sean White, good evening. Christopher Murray, what's the word with Landon? He's going to sign. So, for those that may ask about baseball signings, just the general rule of thumb, so you know, is that every single team has a draft pool of money that they can spend on their top 10 round picks. And every pick has an associated slot value. If a team takes you in the top 10 round, you've already agreed to a deal. So, so last year was an abbreviated draft, but 2 years ago, the last time they had a full draft, of all the players taken in the top 10 rounds, only 2 didn't sign. So if you go in round one, in the top 10 rounds, you're signing. So Landon Marceau is gone. He'll get somewhere in the neighborhood, I would assume, of $800K, and he'll sign. Bradley Reed, what's up? Brian Handy Penn, did you like the All-Star uniforms? I did not. You should check out the HUDCO. I need some feedback on this as well. Terrio and I, so I just had an idea to do these sort of short videos, me and Terrio daily. And so I'm posting them on the HUDCO page. So it'll be unique content only on the HUDCO Facebook and the HUDCO Instagram. So each day this week we talked about the draft, and then today we talked about the All-Star uniforms. I mean, it's like 3 to 5 minutes, not long, but short snippets of video. So let me know if y'all like that format, man. Let's see. Jeremy Thibodeau, who would you get to replace Ed? So, man, that's a really aggressive hypothetical. To be clear, I think LSU is going to win 9 games this year, and I think the only way Ed would get fired is the off-the-field stuff. I'm not saying that's not a possibility. I think that's a reach. That's really aggressive, just for the record. I would go hire Lane Kiffin. Get him away from Ole Miss. Elite offensive mind. Not afraid to go toe-to-toe with Saban. Give him all the talent and ability to recruit at a place like LSU. Let's roll. Lane Kiffin. Sidney Bundett, how about Merrifield? Certainly an option as well. Anyway. Brady Beacom, did you hear about the new coach LSU baseball hired? Yeah, so, I mean, this is why it pays to listen to Morning Scone, watch Morning Scone. So I give you a lot of tidbits. Like I told y'all 2 weeks ago, Schaefer was transferring in. I told y'all that the assistant, the volunteer assistant was going to be the guy that he was bringing from Arizona. Yeah, it pays. All right, let's get into this. It's got some heat on it, man. Got some heat on it. Gotta let it open up. Let's see. Andrew Brister will be the Friday, Saturday, Sunday starting pitchers next year. So here's the thing. I have no idea, Andrew. No idea. I'll tell you this. If you heard Mikhail Hilliard on AFR yesterday, he basically told you he's eyeing Friday night. I think if you had to send a rotation out there today, you'd go Hilliard, Fontenot, like today. Hilliard, Fontenot, and then probably Javen Coleman. But you're bringing in Eric Razelman, who throws 98. You're bringing in Trey Schaefer's grad transfer, who throws 91, 95 from the left side. You've also got Ty Floyd and Michael Fowler and Edwards and Helmers. I mean, you got a lot of dudes that are going to vie for that spot, those three spots. So I think that is far from settled, Andrew. The fall is going to be fascinating to see how all that works itself out. Stephen Roby, what's up, my dude? Got a bottle of Ryclops this week. Very nice. Had to try it and compare with you. Let me know what you thought, man. For sure. Steven, y'all coming, by the way, this weekend? Let me know if you're coming, dude. Typo, never cared enough. Got you, Christopher Merrill. Brady Beacom, drinking Elijah Craig. There you go, dude. Brian and Andy Penton, y'all going to do a show? Yes. So you're talking about in LA? Yes, that's the plans. Let's see. Jump back over here to YouTube. William Engelman, good evening. Have some Wilderness Trail on vacation at Lake Martin, Alabama. There you go, brah. Matt, what's the status of Les Miles? He got fired at Kansas. He's living in Florida. He and Kathy are building a house, and he's going to retire there. P. France 70, 100% bet the plus 3,300 to win Omaha. I'm not telling you that I think LSU is going to win the national championship, but I think they're a team that will look like a contender next year. A lot of things have to break your way. I mean, look at Arkansas this year. As good as Arkansas was this year, they got bounced in their own super regional. But this is a team that will look like a team worthy of that. Like no one would confuse who is a better team this year, Arkansas or LSU. They both made it to the super regional round. Jerry, when was the last time we were all still talking about LSU baseball instead of football? I mean, that's what, a new coach certainly brings that excitement, especially when he's doing what Jay Johnson is doing. Stephen Walzak just read about Richard Sherman. Did you discuss on AFR? I did, Stephen. And as a matter of fact, Stephen, so you're on YouTube right now. If you go to the After Further Review YouTube channel, there's a video that should be posted with my thoughts on Richard Sherman, because Richard Sherman got arrested, and that was a guy that many thought the Saints would be targeting as a veteran free agent corner to sign. And quite honestly, I don't think that's possible anymore, because even if, he's got to work out his legal situation, but even if they do, if Goodell punishes him with the league's personal conduct policy, I mean, he could miss time early, and you're already going to be likely without Marshawn Lattimore early for the same reason. So you could have somebody that you think is going to be on the field. Let's see. Merritt Mathurin missed what he said about Calicut. Go back and watch it. It was last Tuesday. Just go back and search AFR go to the 104.5 ESPN YouTube channel. It was last Tuesday. I think it was the first segment of hour 3. First segment of hour 3 last Tuesday. Matthew Lusto, what's up, Saints and Xavier Howard? Look, man, I think there's a lot of veteran free agents that could possibly make sense. I mean, guys that had high grades coming out of the draft that the Saints like, guys like Gary and Conley, Jason Verrett, Kevin Tolliver is available. I'm not saying that that's the route you go. They worked out Dre Kirkpatrick already. They may wait for camp to come and go and see, what veterans get cut loose and are on the street, which could be a really good option as well. LSU fan Matt, who do you think wins Clemson, Georgia week 1? I would take Clemson. Eric Wilderrider, I know you've been preaching how small most NIL offers will be. That said, do you think that had any impact on the 9th, 10th round prospects? Nope. Zero. Eric, I'll tell you, zero. And I mean, look, Devin was on, you mentioned Fontenot. Devin was on AFR yesterday. And all these guys, I don't mind telling you all this candidly. All of these guys that are coming on the show, a lot of them are asking, and I don't mind helping and offering them advice about NIL stuff. I mean, I know, like, I just want y'all to understand when I'm talking about this stuff, like, I'm legitimately coming at it from a standpoint where I can comfortably tell you that, like, I would be an expert in this field. I have no problem saying that. The amount of hours, like, I don't think people necessarily understand the way our business works, which is I have a base salary, but the way we get paid is endorsements. When you hear me do all of my live read endorsements, like, that's how I make my money. And cultivating those relationships and what endorsements are worth, what influencers are paid depending on cost per thousands on social media, like all of that, like what appearance fees should be. I mean, I know all that because I live that. I know what the market is. I certainly know what the market is here and in comparable places, and then what you get in larger markets. So, I mean, just to answer your question, Eric, no. Like, I mean, are those guys coming back excited about the possibility of making a little money? Absolutely, but it in no way impacted their decision. Like, Devin Fontenot had a number in his mind that he wanted. And what a scout told me is that Devin was probably in the 100, 125 range, what teams would be willing to pay. And that's below what he wanted. And so decided to come back to school, try to take a shot at being a starting pitcher. And I'm fired up that he did because I think he's going to have a great chance to do that next year and probably get the number he wants. Jeff Eckermeyer. Any chance Mike Detillier comes back on a different day or time? No, man, unfortunately, no. Part of the reason, certainly not the reason, but part of the reason that went down is people who he's working for were very anxious to get him off of my show, and I don't blame him at all. But suffice to say, they're well aware of the success that AFR has had in New Orleans, which is humbling, and to everyone who listens or watches in New Orleans, I'm very grateful. But we'll roll. Joseph Labus. I'm AJ Labus's brother. Johnson thought he wasn't coming back because of the draft, so split his scholarship to different commits. That's why he's going to sign a free agent deal. Cool. Thank you, Joseph. I appreciate that, man. I did not have that info. All I was told was that he was going to sign a free agent deal. But that's good info. Thank you, man. Appreciate that very much. I have no reason to doubt you are who you say you are. I hope you're not just a troll, but I have no reason to doubt you are who you say you are. So, man, AJ was a great Tiger. He had some great moments this year, man. Certainly the complete game against Ole Miss, the job he did in the postseason. Shoot, man. Big reason they got as far as they did. He was a great Tiger, man. Thomas Willie, could you see Razelman or Money being the closer? Sure. I would love to see Blake Money harness his command and throw 98. Yeah, I mean, I could see that for sure. Alex Day, Matt, drinking Elijah Craig small batch. All right, man. Stephen Walzak, any update on the date of AFR at the Sazerac House? Absolutely. It's December 2nd. It's the Thursday that the Saints play the Cowboys. So the Thursday after Thanksgiving is AFR at the Sazerac House. Mark it. Thursday night football, Saints, Cowboys from the Dome. That's the day AFR will be at the Sazerac House. Book it, mark it. That's the day we'll be there. Eric Wilderrotter, with teams like the Angels spending 20 draft picks on pitchers, I wonder if the downstream impact begins to swing college baseball to be way more offensive dominant. Eric, that's a good question, man. Let me give that some thought. But my initial reaction is to say the Angels are an outlier, and baseball predominantly is it's a strikeout or a homer. I mean, dudes are swinging for the fences. You've lost a lot of offensive approach in the game. But I do think you are seeing pitchers elect to go the college route, and you're going to see really good arms in the college game. LSU fan, do you think LSU football is a top 10 team this year? I think that's borderline. I'd say they're top 15. They're going to be somewhere in that clump of teams that's 9-3, and depending on how the 9-3 looks and when you win, when you lose, et cetera, kind of depends where you fall. But I think they got a great shot to be 9-3 this year. Potentially have that 9-3 punch them into a New Year's Six game, like in 2018 when they won the Fiesta Bowl. You do that, you finish 10-3, you're right there, or tap dancing around the top 10, and you set yourself up for hopefully a big 2022. Craig Duguy, here late. Is that your first time trying Smoke Wagon? No, man, bottle was open already. I like it a lot, but it's got a lot of heat. Let's see. Dude, Frank Alessi said AFR from Cole Tracy's dad's bar in California. So Frank, honest to goodness, true story. So for those who don't know, Cole Tracy, when he made the kick against Auburn, his dad was videoing from their home where they were having a watch party. Video goes viral. The thing that caught my eye was the bar in the house, which was incredible. Come to find out, so I have Kent is his name. I have Kent Tracy on the show, and come to find out that his uncle was an actor. He's got like a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and Kent inherited a lot of like movie set props. So he built this bar in his home that's designed like a Western saloon with props, with movie props. And we were intending back in 2018 to do AFR from Kent Tracy's bar for the Arkansas game. I guarantee he was going to fly me out to LA, and we were going to do the pregame show. I'm sorry, not AFR, LSU Arkansas pregame from Kent Tracy's bar. But the game got kicked off at 11 a.m. And that would have been 9 a.m. in California, which means we would have started pregame at 4 a.m. And we were like, yeah, no. So anyway, Kent called me last Monday and offered. It's like, man, if you're coming out for the game, you want to do something, it's open. I'm like, rrr. So I did actually run that by management today, and we'll see, man. I'd say it is definitely a possibility. I'll put it to you that way. Jonathan Martin, what up, man? Gerald Mathern, good evening. Kirk Taylor, Jeremy Thibodeau, finally tried Spicy Ranch and Pluckers. Thanks for the recommendation. Yes, sir. Sydney Bonnet, what's up? Merrifield may supplant Doty at second. I doubt it. Kirk Taylor, what could happen is if you DH Barry, you put Merrifield at second and Doty stays at third. That could happen. Kirk, you missed me. Been out of the field the last few days. Glad to be back with a hot shower. There you go, Kirk. Glad to have you back, man. Thank you for your service, sir. What have I missed in the LSU world? The MLB draft, pretty big goings on, man. David Robinson, what's up? Christopher Merry, present. Don Julio, 1942. Wow. Got a bottle of Don Julio, 1942 over there. It's magnificent. Good, Steven. Hey, bro, if y'all come and stay, usually so Drew's birthday is this weekend. His birthday Sunday, his party Saturday. Usually when the party ends, the guys end up, sipping whiskey and smoking cigars outside while the girls pick up and clean dishes and all that stuff. So you're welcome. It could be a long day, but you're welcome. Even if Carly and the kids leave and you want to stay and Uber home, you're welcome. You're welcome. Let's see. Matt Rishano. Glad I came across your show about a year ago. You're the best out there. Try not to miss any of your shows. Keep up the awesome job. Thank you so much, Matt. That's really kind. Despite what all the haters may say, there are people who actually enjoy what I do. Thanks, Matt. I appreciate it, man. Very kind. Jeremy Thibodeau. Matt, have you seen the Vice Channel's Dark Side of Football? The episode on Patriots Bill Belichick had me angry at Sean Payton's suspension. I don't even know what the Vice Channel's Dark Side of Football is, but that's interesting. Send me a link if you would, if you don't mind. Kirk, some OG Elijah Craig. There you go, man. Devin Steve, Whiskey and Wine featuring T-Bob and Hester week 1. Devin, I don't know. We were actually having that conversation today. So if I'm in LA and I'm at the game, I don't know how we do Whiskey and Wine. it may just not happen week 1 and then resume week 2. I don't know. I don't know. But those conversations are being had by management, and then they'll cue us all in. Matt French, with MPA and Thibodeau this weekend, are you going to score some interviews Friday? It's Manning Passing Academy. Matt, I don't think so, man. We've never been able to do that. I mean, I never make it down to the Manning camp, and I think you have to be there to get the interviews. Stephen Fry, any word on renovations for the box anytime soon? Not really, not that I've heard. I mean, I've heard people talk about it, but I don't know that there's anything sincere or legitimate or official from LSU at all. Appreciate everybody watching, man. If you're on YouTube, 74 watching. Thank you so much. 36 likes. Please smash the like button if you would. That's the thumbs up. If you're on live chat, just X out of the live chat. Hit the thumbs up, and then just hit the live chat button again. You won't miss anything. It's just that the comments will temporarily go away, then they'll come right back. So please hit the like button. That's super helpful. Facebook, if you would. Like the page, share the post, like the page, share the post, like the page, share the post, like the page, share the post. Appreciate y'all very much. Hudco Roofing, as I always say, man, the one ask is just let us come do a complimentary, no obligation roof inspection. You don't know you have damage until somebody expects it or until you have water in your house, and that's not a good option. So let us come do a free, no obligation roofing inspection. Someone get on your roof. There will be pictures, assessment, like these inspection reports that our guys do are like 70 pages. It's incredible how detailed it is, and it's free. And if there's damage, we'll recommend filing a claim, and we'll help you do that. So hudcoroofing.com, hudcoroofing.com, and mycleanliving.net. If you're on Facebook, I have mycleanliving.net tagged in there. I think I included, in the comments a while back, I might have included it. I did on YouTube there, mycleanliving.net. That's a company with the NASA technology, proven in FDA lab testing to eliminate the virus that causes COVID-19, air and surface. It's an air purifier. You plug it in, it's putting molecules into the air, and it's attacking all different types of viruses, air and surface. It's basically the way it was explained to me. It's like the law of gases. You know how, like, if you're in your bedroom and you can smell popcorn in the other room, that's the law of gases. So it basically envelops the whole space. And so, like, if you sneeze, and I've got my Air and Surface Pro enveloping this space with all these molecules and this technology, if I sneeze, that thing is immediately attacking all the pathogens in that sneeze and neutralizing them instantly. So it's amazing technology. It's affordable. It should be everywhere. mycleanliving.net. Let's see. Where are we? All right, let me jump back to YouTube here for a minute. Appreciate y'all as well. Let's see. P. France 70. We go 3-1 against Florida, Auburn, and A&M. Well, that's 3 games, and you listed 4. I guess you mean you're throwing Bama in there as well. I do think, by the way, I agree. If you're saying 2-1, I agree. I think LSU will go 2-1 with the home games against Florida, Auburn, and A&M. But I think they're going to lose at Bama and at Ole Miss. So I think they go 9-3. I would like a team not named Alabama or Clemson to win it all this year. Odds of that are not good. But Georgia. Some people seem high on Oklahoma with Spencer Rattler. I'm not so sold on him. We'll see. Let's see, Matt, where do you see Coach O's legal issues going during the season? I think that you are going to have more headline news before the season kicks off. And we'll see if that impacts the decision makers. Merrick Mathern, damn, 11 a.m. kickoffs, right? Thomas Lamont, what's your go-to cigar brand? I'm a CAO, Alec Brady, or Olivia guy. Thomas, I wish I was more educated on cigars. I tell you what I like. I can't tell you I know a ton about it, the different types of tobaccos or brands or whatever. I do like a mild cigar. I love Monte Cristo. I mean, my Cohiba yellow labels, the Cuban tobacco, the Cuban cigars that's my favorite thing I've ever had. But Monte Cristos I think are fantastic. I like AJ Fernandez as well. Punch is really mild and affordable, and all that's really good. And I like, it's a brand there. Romeo Julieta's, just those. I mean, those are some that I smoke often and really enjoy. Michael McNett, thank you for all you do, man. Thank you, Michael. That's so kind, man. Thank you for watching. Honestly, if I didn't have 57 people watching right now on YouTube and 42, I've got 100 people watching this right now. 61 right now on YouTube. I mean, got over 100. If I didn't have 100 people watching me at 9:52 on a, not even watch, just hanging out on a Wednesday night, I wouldn't be doing it. So thank y'all for being here. I mean it seriously. Like, if y'all weren't here, I wouldn't be doing it. What I'd be doing? I'd be sitting here talking to myself. I mean, I might still be drinking some whiskey, but. Steven Walzak. Big 12 stating a team with COVID and unable to play will be a forfeit. Do you think other Power 5s will follow suit? Nope. Maybe the Pac-12. Maybe the Pac-12. But I tell you, last year, SEC, ACC were gung-ho play. Big 10 was out, and Pac-12 does whatever the Big 10 says. Big 12 was on the fence, and ultimately sided with the other two. So you had a majority playing, which made the Big 10 Pac-12 look stupid. So Big 12 was kind of a fence sitter last year. Alex Day, I heard national college football commentators say LSU football is the most interesting team in the country because they have no ceiling and could win a natty, but they could also win 3-9. Alex, I think it's fair. And here's, when I go into a season, really in any sport, I say, okay, what are your knowns versus your unknowns? And then look at your schedule. And that typically will give you a good idea of what they can be, right? LSU's unknowns are a mile high. Like, you can be optimistic about Durante Jones, but he hadn't been a coordinator since 2009. We really don't know. You can be optimistic about Jake Peets, but he's never been an offensive coordinator, so we really don't know. You could be optimistic about Miles Brennan, but he's only started 3 games. You could be optimistic about Max Johnson, but he's only started 2 games. You could be optimistic about your running backs, but none of them have really warranted being considered as a starter or anything along those lines. You could be super happy that you got 4 returning starters on the offensive line, but they were really bad last year. You know what I mean? It's like you don't have a proven tight end. You got a lot of guys back on the defensive line, but they allowed almost 6 yards a carry last year. You got a transfer at linebacker in Mike Jones. How well does he assimilate? We'll see. You got a transferred safety in Major Burns, and you move Jay Ward back there. But are they really ready to be impact guys? You know what I mean? Like, Stingley and Ricks, I think, is the one absolute given. Now, the flip side of that argument is I could say all those things, right? You have 4 returning starters on the offensive line. You got a ton of talent at receiver. You got a quarterback who, before he got hurt, in 3 games, had thrown for 1,100 yards. You got another quarterback who's a freshman, won the 2 games he started, and one was on the road at Florida. You know what I mean? Like, you can make that case. And so, I think there's a ton of talent there. How well does it come together? Absolutely. I think LSU's a fascinating test case. I do. But I think, in my experience, generally, when you have that many questions, typically, you kind of want to split them 50-50. Some of the questions you have, like, some of them work out and some of them don't. Like, I think LSU's defensive line is going to be good. I think they're not going to be good at running back. I think tight end is a problem. I think they're going to be pretty good at safety. I like that Bill Bush is gone. Corey Raymond has that group now, all in one unit as it should have been. And I like Jay Ward, Major Burns, and you get Todd Harris back, and Jordan Tolles played some for you last year, and then you're bringing in 3 freshmen who maybe could make an impact. We'll see if Sage Ryan gets out. You know what I mean? Like, I think that works. So I think some's going to work your way, and some isn't. And you're in the SEC West, which is really hard. So, I think if they wind up going 9-3, like, the really interesting thing, if you actually look at the point spreads, LSU might be favored in every game except Bama this year. They might be. But, like, the home game against Florida, LSU might be like a 1-point favorite. The home game against A&M, they might be like a 1-point favorite. The road game against Ole Miss, pick them one way. They have so many games that are going to be right there, or virtual pick 'em. So can you win all those games? I don't think so. But you win more of them than not, you have a nice season. Let's see. Thomas Willie. Will Whiskey and Wine still have Jordy? No, sir. I actually talked to Jordy tonight. Chatted for a little bit. Whiskey and Wine from the Cole Western Saloon. John Boudreaux, happy early birthday to Drew. Football's getting closer. Also go Suns. There you go, John. Hope you're doing well, man. Jay Bohr asked Matt, thoughts on if Conor McGregor fights again? I do think he fights again. I wish he would not fight again. Eric, Matt, I'm loving these lazy sports list segments. Just for clarity, is it sports list only, or does it apply to any list that you see? I'm more just talking about summertime sports list, but I've gotten a lot of positive. People seem to like that. I'm surprised generally, but people seem to like it. For those that aren't familiar, I've been doing a segment called Feigned Indignance from Sports Talk Radio Guy over random summertime sports list. And me and Musso go back and forth just pretending to be pissed off about a list in the order and the disrespect and all the stupid cliche things you hear lazy sports talk radio guys do. Anyway. Matt, can you say what plant is using it, or is it on their website? Thanks. Ted, I don't want to say what plant is using it because I don't. It's one of the really big ones. I mean, it's a really big one, like really big, and I don't want to say because I don't know that they want that public, and I'll respect that. But it's a major coup for My Clean Living. So, I mean, the technology is incredible, and y'all have seen me do the smell test with Terrio, where, we'll take his stinky shoe and put it on the Air and Surface Pro, and after 5 minutes, they actually the test, like if you were to meet with like a rep, what they would do with you on site is they would do the ammonia test. They would get ammonia and spray it on a paper towel, make you smell it, and then the thing will like knock you on your butt, and they'll put it on the Air and Surface Pro for 3 to 5 minutes. Smell it, and it'll completely neutralize the odor. That's like if you're a smoker, if you have pets, if you're a gym and your gym stinks. Pluckers bought it not only for their dining rooms, but they also put it in the kitchen of the restaurant, because think about all the waste and the grease, all the odor in an industrial kitchen. So they put one in the kitchen at both Pluckers to take all the smell out. MyCleanLiving.net. It's amazing technology. I'll check it out. If you have questions, I'll tell you what, I'll give you all the phone number. Just go to the website, you can see. But the number at the top of the page is 225-413-2299, 413-2299, 413-2299. That's Jennifer. You'll get Jennifer directly, and she can answer any questions. She can do demos for you. 413-2299. Oh, man. Does Poirier beat Oliveira for the title? Jay Bohr, I'm going to be cheering so hard for Diamond, but no. I think Charles Oliveira is going to beat him. Matt Lusto, obviously one of those. I think something's going to happen when Scone actually knows something. 11 years. I know that tone. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Matt, thoughts on the ceiling for LSU basketball? Ceiling? The ceiling is national championship. Ceiling. I'm not telling you that's where they're going to be, but I will be very, very insanely disappointed if this basketball team isn't playing in the second weekend of the tournament. And I would love to see them go make a Final Four run and see if they can win this whole damn thing. The ceiling is national championship. I don't know if they'll get there, but that's the ceiling. This team can win it. Eric, good question. He said, Rand, a bigger advantage for UCLA that they open a week before our game, or bigger advantage to us? I have tape on them to have none on us. The advantage is 100% playing a game. 100%. What's the old adage, Eric? Your biggest improvement is from week 1 to week 2. 100%. It's a bigger advantage for UCLA playing the week before. Sports lists are stupid like bunting. Amen. Ted Campiso. I can respect that. I work in a plant. We'll check it out for work and one for the house. Please do, Eric. I'm sorry, that wasn't Eric. That was Ted. Ted, if you want to message me directly, I'm happy to answer questions for you personally. Or like the thing that I would really recommend doing is just if you go to the website, the number I just gave you at the top, 413-2299, 413-2299. Just call. It'll ring directly to Jennifer. Like if you get a voicemail, it'll say, "Hey, this is Jennifer with MyCleanLiving.net." Um, and if you get her, great. If not, she'll call you back, and she can come do a demo for you or whatever. So, Matt, do you foresee COVID variants interrupting the season or certain games? Yeah, I do. I mean, I think look at what just happened in the College World Series. I mean, I think it's naive to think that as we go through cold and flu season, I mean, COVID's still here. It's still a thing. And until people stop behaving like the world's going to end because of COVID, and start treating it like we do when we have the flu, and understand that respiratory viruses exist and you can't kill a virus and it's going to be there forever, and stop thinking of COVID as a death sentence or a curse word, people are going to so there are people in the world that are going to react that way. But the crazy thing is that the thing we know is now, with more than a year's worth of evidence, is we know what demographics are distinctly affected by the SARS-CoV-2 virus. And it's not young, healthy people. So I think it's silly that NC State had to bow out of the College World Series. I think it's silly that you would pause college football or not let a player play, because I think it's a gross overreaction. I think everything we did for a year, shutting down the country, was a gross overreaction. You all know that. My opinion is our reaction to COVID was far worse than the virus itself. I don't need to go down this road again, but anyway. But do I think that happens at some point? Yeah, I do, because I think people are crazy. It's not to say don't take precautions. It's not to say if you're in that risk group, like I've explained this a million times. I have a son with a heart defect and pulmonary insufficiency. Like, we are hyper aware of respiratory viruses. Like, always on alert. But you live your life. You take necessary precautions and live your life to what degree you're comfortable doing so. Let's see, Daryl. Hey, Matt. Realize the big faction of Max Johnson advocates, of which I count myself. But I have a sneaky feeling Brennan's going to come out strong, start the UCLA game. Going to be fun to watch. Daryl, I've been saying all along, I think Brennan starts week 1, and it's up to him whether he plays well enough to keep the job. Jerry, will AFR at the Sazerac House be open to the public? If so, probably need to get a hotel room that night, LOL. So, Jerry, that's the plan, is to have AFR in the lobby of the Sazerac House, have it open to whoever wants to come through, go take a tour of the place, hang out, watch the show, all that stuff. Now, for the game itself, we're doing the sweepstakes again, where the grand prize is the winner plus 12 guests gets to watch the game at the Sazerac House in their third floor ballroom, catered, open bar, and hang out with us for the night. Now, that is not going to be open to everybody, as I understand it, but trying to see. But for the show itself, come on, man. John Boudreaux, give us top 10 walk-ons at LSU. Zachary Ross, Scone, love your previews of the top 10 list and stuff. Thank you, man. Stephen Walzak, what's the floor for men's and women's basketball tournament? I mean, the floor is postseason, getting in the tournament. I'll be stunned. I will be fall over stunned if the men's and women's basketball teams are not in the big dance. I will be stunned. All right, let's see. Lane Ward, Matt, are you still bullish on XRP crypto? So admittedly, Lane, I don't know a ton about Ripple. I mean, I know they have their lawsuit going on with the SEC, and it seems like they're going to win it, and that's probably one that's going to pump whenever they win their lawsuit. As a long-term hold, I don't know. Short-term, if you buy low and it pumps after they win their lawsuit, that's a huge play potentially, yeah. Kirk, when is SC Media Days? Monday, and then Deech with the hotel, I don't know yet. That's all with Ramazan's crew, the Traveling Tigers. I think he's got 2 hotels. One of them I know is the Lowe's, but I don't know where I'm staying. I really don't know. Frank Alessi, management needs to lock up Rohan for permanent whiskey and wine, strawberry daiquiri postgame. So, Frank, I'll tell you that I did talk to Rohan several months ago just to say, like, hey, if this happens, would you be interested? He was. So I think that's a strong probability. Mason Spillman, does Ole Miss have a defense worth of shit? We're going to find out, aren't we, Mason? Craig Dugas, but they're going to score a bunch. You better believe that. And that's on the road. And they damn near beat you last year in your place. Craig Dugas, boy, you better hope Baton Rouge doesn't have an earthquake because that CYPB is going to fall. No, it's not. You can't tell how far back it is. It's not even close to the edge. These are just farther back, but that's not going anywhere. You don't think I'd put that thing at risk, do you? We get into the Elite Eight, Elise, boot up balls we ride. Tell y'all, man. I'm telling you, Craig. Y'all know I had a little FaceTime with old Willie Wade in Natchitoches at the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame. Suffice to say, he knows he has a loaded gun. Let's put it that way. Let me just put it that way. LSU basketball wins the Natty. Craig will be streaking in St. Martin Parish, and Dickie V's face will melt on live TV. Kirk, that might be your best comment ever. In all the comments you've made in the history of all my shows, that might be the best comments you've ever made. Craig, I know I won't win the sweepstakes, so the winner better invite me or he's going to catch these hands at the local Sonic. Jesus. Let's see. What else we got? Zachary Ross, what's your go-to whiskey? Should I say Sazerac Rye? I mean, it is the official whiskey of AFR, and I do love it. If you're talking about a low price point, like affordability, great taste, like great value that you can find anywhere, Sazerac Rye, Elijah Craig small batch. I mean, if I'm looking for things under $30, Buffalo Trace, all great options. If you want to tick up in the price point a little bit, I think Old Elk, Four Roses single barrel. You know what? I want to try those Four Roses small batch select. I know that's a new release. I have not had it yet, but I do want to try it. Been seeing it a lot. I need to pick up a bottle. Let's see, Jeff, how do you see Jameis Winston's leadership with the Saints compared to Breeze, and what effect does that have on them? They definitely seem different looking from the outside. Jeff, candidly, man, I am bullish on Jameis Winston. And I have been since last March when I made the first video that I made saying the Saints should go after Jameis Winston. And I even said in the video, I expect you to laugh at me. And many people did. And then the Saints signed him and people weren't laughing so much. And a lot of people now, the season's drawing near, are coming around to my point of view on this and understanding why it made a lot of sense and why the ceiling with him is very high. From everything I gather, guys on the team love Jameis. The problem most people have with Jameis is they think crab legs and interceptions. And, when you're 19 years old and you have an immediate degree of fame and you're not mature enough to handle it, sometimes you do stupid things. But here's one thing that I know unequivocally. And there's a lot of people, I'm sure most people watching right now are men, and I'm telling you, I know most of you understand this. When you get married and when you have children, when you become a husband and a father, it fundamentally changes who you are. And if it doesn't, then you're probably not great at either. If that's staying, sorry. But if you marry someone and understand that you've committed your life to that person, providing for them for your life, and then you bring a child into the world and you don't commit your life to giving them every advantage and doing it and being the greatest example and role model and show them the greatest example of Christ's love for others, then you're just I just think there's something fundamentally wrong there. And if you actually take time, and I would challenge anybody to do this, go listen, go watch any interview that Jameis Winston has done since he's been in New Orleans. And you're talking about a man at 26, 27, married with a child, that is not the same guy that was standing on a table in the student union at Florida State grabbing his crotch and yelling an expletive. It's just not the same guy. It's just not. It's just not. And I couldn't be more impressed. And something else I say often is actions speak louder than words. And here's the thing that I'll tell you. And some of you have heard me say this because I've been saying this for more than a year now, but I'll say it again because someone asked the question. When you are someone who is athletically gifted enough as Jameis Winston is, so much so that you're a first-round pick in 2 sports, you have always been the best on every team you've ever played on. You win a national championship as a redshirt freshman and the Heisman Trophy. You're the number 1 overall pick in the NFL draft. And then the team that drafts you cuts you. That is the first time in your life that you have faced adversity on field, that you have ever been told, we don't believe in you. It's the first time in your life. How you handle that is very telling with respect to who you are as a person. Jamarcus Russell did not handle that well. Jamarcus Russell ballooned up to 350 pounds and threw away his football career. One of the greatest physical talents we ever saw. Ryan Leaf did not handle that well. Career ended up in prison. Now, he seems to have gotten his life back in order, which is great. Some guys don't handle it well. Jameis Winston went vegan, got in the best shape of his life. Instead of signing contracts with other teams, by the way, I was told firsthand, let's say by someone who would know, that he had a multi-year opportunity with another team to be a starter, that he passed on to come to New Orleans to, as he put it, go to Harvard football school with Sean Payton and Drew Brees, to sit for a year and watch and learn behind one of the greatest quarterbacks ever to do it, because that's what he wanted to do. And for the entire year, he kept his mouth shut. Never complained about playing time. You never saw him eating the W, doing any stupid things. He just watched, supported his teammates all along. And now, Jameis, even when they started Taysom, did Jameis bitch? Supported his guy, supported his teammate. It is undeniable by actions and words that dude is not the same 20-year-old jackass who stole crab legs and grabbed his junk in the student union at Florida State. It's not the same guy. You can see it. You can hear it, and you can see it. He is backed up. He got LASIK, help his eyesight. He has done everything to put himself in position to be a successful starting quarterback in the NFL. Will it manifest? I have no idea. Maybe not. Maybe he sucks. Maybe he can't cure the interception thing. I don't know. Maybe. Or maybe he's a guy that threw for 5,000 yards a few years ago and is going to come to New Orleans with Michael Thomas and Alvin Kamara and Sean Payton behind that offensive line and absolutely fucking own this year, which I'm really hoping happens. Okay. Hey, Kelly Gross. Kirk, that old elk looks lonely up there. Oh, bro, there's like 6 old elks up there. What you can't see is everything is 3 deep. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 8 bottles. I have 8 bottles of old elk up there. I mean, I got the rye. I've got the blended bourbon. I've got the wheat whiskey. I've got the wheated bourbon. 2 different barrel pigs. I got 8 bottles of old elk up there. Frank, so refreshing for LSU baseball, loving everything that's happening. Amen, man. David Wallace, going to the Saints may turn out to be the saving of Winston's career. No doubt, man. Let's see. Where are we? Where are we? Kevin Neely. Dude, I'm so sorry. Shit. I should have called you yesterday. My bad, Neil. Let's talk tomorrow, man. LSU football is unorganized under Ogeron. I wish I had select memory like he does. I'll tell you this much, Kev. Scott Woodward hiring back Austin Thomas was massive. And don't get it twisted, y'all. Scott Woodward hired Austin Thomas. Austin Thomas left here previously when Ogeron was in place for a reason. And he came back because Scott Woodward hired him back. And that has been massive. That has helped organize the staff. That has helped organize the recruiting board. That's been a massive get, having Austin back in the building. Is Nightcap going to get the Snapchat treatment when it's over? Brody, I'll leave it up, man. Crab legs and interceptions with an epidemic. Oh, God. John Boudreaux to the one game last year. Jameis needs to trust what he sees. He's still late throwing the ball. We'll see. I think he's going to have a good year. We'll see. What do you think the idea of Silicon Bayou bringing Bitcoin mining to Louisiana? I have an idea. I haven't heard of Silicon Bayou. Maybe I need to read up on that. But I'm all for it, man. I mean, considering what's happening to the U.S. economy and certainly the dollar, the devaluation of the dollar, shit, man. I am taking my money out of the U.S. dollar and putting it into cryptocurrency. Like, heavy. Like, everything. Everything I can is going into crypto. I mean, the recent correction sucks. I mean, everybody in crypto had unrealized loss, lost unrealized gains. It's not really a loss, but you know what I mean. I mean, everybody saw the value of their portfolio drop. That sucks. But if you're playing a long game, it's not even a question. I mean, it's like 2 + 2 is 4. Thoughts on Cam Newton's going to handle his last gasp? I was actually I kind of liked Cam in New England last year and was surprised it went the way it did. So yeah, I think he's done. Well, he was fun when he was not obviously watching him in Carolina, he was a pain in the ass, but like just as a sports fan, he was fun. Inflation to the moon. There you go, Kurt. All right, I think we're done. All right, 10:20. Let's wrap this thing up. All right, another shout out, man. Obviously, Hudco Roofing, as I mentioned, would love it if you give us an opportunity to come do a free, no obligation roofing inspection. As I mentioned, we'll schedule a time. You do not have to be home. No one has to come in your house. No one has to be near your family. We'll send our inspector out to your house. It'll probably be Richard Tilley or Sam Hay, guys you hear me talk about often. They'll come out to the house, get up on the roof, they'll do a full inspection. Let you know if we recommend a replacement. If we do, we'll help you file with your insurance company. And mycleanliving.net, NASA technology, actually in the Space Technology Hall of Fame. If you go to mycleanliving.net and you tap on the Hall of Fame tab, you can see that they're in the Space Technology Hall of Fame with things like LASIK and GPS and satellite radio and pacemakers. The technology is amazing. It's been available to the public for more than a decade, licensed, but it's just now kind of having a really functional use because of COVID. So check it out. Check it out. Oh, you made up Silicon Bayou. Gotcha. CW Bacon. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Thanks for watching. All right, guys. If you're on YouTube, one more ask. Please smash that like button if you haven't done so yet. If you're on Facebook, like the page, share the post, like the page, share the post, like the page, share the post. Y'all have a great night, man. See you in a few hours for Morning Scone. Later.